What's bonking, guys? Today I am here with part 2 for my stand concept video, and this time I have pictures. I actually have drawings, illustrations for the stands. So you guys may have seen in the comments of the first video, someone reached out and offered to draw me some art. So they have drawn these 7 stands. And yeah, so I'll be recording this video in sections. I'm just going to record a different section every time I get an illustration. And depending on how things go, this might end up being split into 2 videos. We'll see. I don't want it to take too long, so you might end up getting 3 whole videos. You know, 1 already and then 2 new ones. We'll see. But yeah, so I'll show you guys those. And yeah, you know, I apologize for my lack of uploads. I've been just kind of unmotivated, and yeah, it's been difficult. So, you know, I'm trying to get better about that. Yeah, so I hope that you guys, you know, enjoy the artwork. Big shout out to Agnozy, that is the artist. I'll put their blue sky. But yeah, they've been very nice to work with. They're, you know, like, I give my ideas, they kind of refine them. They, you know, let me know their thought process. You know, they draw up concepts, all that. And then, you know, like, they sent the finished product to me, so they've been very easy to work with. They've been nice. And yeah, I definitely recommend checking them out. They're very talented. And yeah, so I hope that you guys enjoy Stories of Old now with a design. For Stories of Old's design, I decided to go with a grimoire. I think that made the most sense because those are like magical books. I haven't seen Black Clover. I don't know if you guys have, but I have seen that they use grimoires. Or the other example I know of is in Genshin Impact, there's a class of weapon called catalysts, and catalysts can be grimoires. Those are the only examples I know of in fiction, but I'm sure there's other depictions of grimoires. In fact, I guarantee it. So yeah, basically just magical books. And I figured that made a lot of sense considering Stories of Old, you know, like the name implied, you know, it's stories. So a book format makes sense, and old, you know, grimoires are usually kind of old and like rustic. So I thought that made sense. And then also I figured just memory, like being memory based, again, like a grimoire made sense. And Agnozy agreed. They said that, like, when they listened to the song, when they listened to Stories of Old, they said it had... I can't remember the exact term they used, but it was like a mysterious kind of feel to it. And I agree. Like, Depeche Mode, a lot of their music has like well, it depends on the albums you listen to, but from this album specifically, it does have a lot of kind of like uncanny sounds to it. It's actually one of my appeals to Depeche Mode. I really like their vibe. And so we agreed that a grimoire fit best, and so they made it look very sinister looking. Like, it has teeth on the like binder part. I think it's just called binding, I don't remember. So they gave it teeth, and then it has like a lizard, like snake-like thing on the cover, and there's like a jewel, like an amulet, and you know, the book is like bolted shut, and there's like a tongue, tail looking thing sticking out. I believe that's supposed to be a tongue. Yeah, it looks sinister, and I think that really fits. I think Agnozy did a really good job with this, and yeah, it looks awesome. And so I gave it the same stats as I did in the first video, and I also gave it the same description. Well, we'll see which description I add. I haven't added the description yet. I'm either going to give it, because if you remember in my first video, I had 2 potential abilities, so I'm not fully sure which one I'll give it. Maybe I'll mix the 2, I don't know. But yeah, if you have not checked out my first video, I do recommend it. Honestly, I had some fun making it, and that video's done pretty well. I am very happy with the support and the traction that this video has received, because lately my videos have not been doing so well. So I very much appreciate you guys for that. I was pretty happy to see that. And yeah, like, all the comments were pretty cool. Someone even made like a clip from part of my video, so that was cool. And yeah, it's been doing pretty well. So, you know, thank you guys. That's why I'm here with part 2. But if you have not seen that, I would recommend you check it out. And yeah, now I will get into Stop to Give Up. For Stop to Give Up, we went with a miner design, you know, as in like someone who works in caves, not a child. So, you know, it has like a pickaxe. If you've seen my first video, I mentioned that I want it to be a reference to that meme where it's like the guy who's digging for diamonds and then he gives up. So I wanted it to be like that, because you're not giving up, like, you're continuing. And so yeah, we gave him, you know, like minor motifs in his design, and he also has kind of a bit of a rich look to him, like, you know, like nothing over the top, but he has like slicked back hair and everything, and he's got like a tuft of I believe that's fur, like around his neck. So it's also kind of supposed to be like it's supposed to kind of symbolize a little bit of like gambling, you know, because you know, with everything there's risk and reward. If you put your all into something, you could end up getting something out of it, or you could not. So that's kind of what we wanted to represent into the stand. And yeah, so it's, you know, it's the same as in the first video. If you want more in-depth breakdowns and like all that of these stands, then, you know, do go check out my first video. But yeah, I was pretty happy with how this turned out. I think it looks cool. And yeah, you know, something else I mentioned in the first video, but these two stands, Stories of Old and Stop to Give Up, are named after my two favorite songs. So if you guys have not heard these songs, I recommend trying them. They're very different. I love both of these songs, so I recommend you guys all check them out. And yeah, now I will get into my next stand, How Many Times. For How Many Times, we played off the clown like aesthetic and the like genie kind of aesthetic that the Great Milenko has. He looks like a genie, and you know, but of course, you know, he's also clown based. You know, he's from the Dark Carnival, and it is the Insane Clown Posse, so that's why the designs are very clown like, and they're also inspired by I forget his name. I think his name is the Mystic Turk. I'll put a picture. I'm sure you guys have seen him, but I didn't even come up with that. That was actually all Agnozy's idea to like base it off the Mystic Turk. But when they pointed it out, you know, I thought it was a really good idea. It made a lot of sense, and yeah, so that's kind of what we. That's kind of like, you know, like the idea here, and they had proposed the idea of these two being able to combine into like a trench coat. So I thought that'd be pretty cool. But one thing I found really interesting, I don't know if this was intentional, maybe not, but one of them being skinny and one of them being fat is actually kind of ironic because ICP are the same way. Violent J has been very obese for a lot of ICP's career, and Shaggy, he's always been pretty thin, so I find it kind of funny that it ended up working out like that. And it actually kind of reminded me of the two Pokemon Sock and Throw as well. Again, I don't know if that was intentional. I mean, Sock and Throw are not related to clown stuff like this, but that's kind of what it gave me the vibe of. So I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, like, you know, you can just see they look like clowns and also like genies, as I said. And the skinny one, he is holding a hatchet. That is a reference to the Hatchet Man, which, if you know anything about ICP and like Juggalo culture and all that, like the Hatchet Man is pretty important. I don't know the specifics. Like, I'm a fan of ICP. I don't consider myself a Juggalo personally. I've never been to a gathering. I don't know if I want to. I don't want to get Faygo sprayed all over me. But I do know the Hatchet Man is pretty important. And he was actually modeled after like the newspaper boy. If you guys look at him, it's just like an edit of like a newspaper boy holding newspaper. Now, I don't know the reference because I didn't grow up, you know, I'm 18, so newspaper is, I mean, yeah, it's around. Like, it's not a widespread common thing, so I don't know. Maybe that was just a thing in Detroit. You know, I'm here in Colorado, so maybe that just isn't really a thing here, or maybe it's just, you know, a difference of times. But yeah, apparently that's modeled after like a newspaper boy, so that's pretty interesting. But yeah, so How Many Times, you know, as I mentioned in the first video, it basically just gets rid of everyday nuisances. That's based on the song, because How Many Times, it's about Violent J. Basically, he's talking about struggles, you know, things like he's talking about being in school and learning useless bullshit that won't help him in the real world. He's talking about his car window got broken in. He vacuumed it all up, but he sits down and there's a piece left that stabs him in the ass cheek. He talks about like going to the DMV and having to wait in line for hours just to not be helped. He just talks about stupid shit, but like it's really funny. It is one of my favorite songs. I love How Many Times. As I mentioned in the first part, it is not my favorite ICP song. My favorite is the Net Game. I seriously recommend you guys listen to the Net Game. Just do be aware, it's very vulgar. The Net Game is insane. Like, the lyrics are crazy, as are a lot of ICP songs. How Many Times is a little more tame, and I like it a little less, but it is still really good. Yeah, so I definitely recommend that you guys try them out. So I actually decided I'm just going to end the video here. It's about like, I believe it's about 9-ish minutes. So yeah, these are these three stands. As I already mentioned, I covered these in the first video, so I will link that in the description and the comments if you guys want to go watch that. And then once I have the other 4 stands done, I will make a video featuring those 4. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you all have a great rest of your day. And yeah, thank you again to Agnozy, and until next time.